What's up, guys? It's Mr. Creatine, and first of all, I'd like to say I'm sorry for not uploading last week and then uploading late this week. It's just very hard for me to record with somebody else in the room, and obviously I have a roommate, so haven't been able to really push videos out as much as I would like to. But to make up for that, I'm gonna hit you guys with a really good story time today, one that's actually fairly recent and honestly really out of pocket. So this is going to be my second disclaimer of the video. Do not repeat any of my actions in this video or the actions of anybody in this video. But yeah, let's just get into today's story time. So this all started off as a pretty normal day, as these stories normally do. I was just kind of chilling at home, probably smoking. I was pretty bored and there wasn't really much to do. And at the time, Seamus, who's my current roommate, for those of you who are new, lived in another town that was like a 5 minutes drive away, not even, and an apartment with some of our other friends. And me being at home, just bored as shit, I hit up Seamus. I was like, hey, are you guys doing anything today? And he said, we're not exactly sure yet as to what we're going to do tonight, but I'll let you know. And I was like, well, I'm bored as shit. Can I just come over? And at the time, my mom's car had worked, so I was just going to drive over. And he said, yeah, I don't really care. Nobody else here really cares because I was pretty close with all the other people he lived with. And so I went out to the living room. I had asked my mom if I could take the car over to the apartment. She obviously didn't care because she knew everybody who lived there. And yeah, after that, I had gotten in the car and I had dipped out over to Seamus's apartment. And I had gotten there. I had gone up to their apartment. I had walked in because they didn't care about me just walking into the apartment. And that's when we kind of meet like the main characters of the story. Obviously, we got Seamus. We got my one friend who I'll just call Ashton, and my other friend who I'll just call Sam. And then we also had Sam's, I think, girlfriend at the time. I don't exactly know what their relations were, just they were always together, and we'll just call her Mary. And I'd gotten there. We had all started hanging out. I'm pretty sure we were probably smoking a little bit because we were all massive potheads at that point in time. And at this point, we're all trying to figure out, like, what we're going to do today. Like, it was later in the day at this point. I'd already eaten, showered, all that good stuff. And we were also trying to, like, find parties to go to because we all like going to parties. They're just very fun to go and be at. And we had ended up deciding that we were going to go try and find some college parties to go to. So we all had dipped out of the apartment building, went to a store to get some alcohol because Sam and Ashton were both over 21, so they can buy alcohol. And yeah, that's what we did. We went, got some alk. We went back to my house so I could get into like better attire because I was probably in like shorts and a t-shirt or sweatpants and a t-shirt. I don't know. And yeah, I had gotten home. I had changed my clothes. Everybody was at my house just chilling. I think they were in my room. And my one friend who you guys all know, it's Alvin, he hits me up. He asks if I'm doing anything. I just tell him that I'm about to go like out and do some things. And he asked if he can come with. So I went up to Seamus, Sam, Ashton, and Mary. I asked if they cared if Alvin would come up with us. None of them cared. They had all known Alvin before from a previous story, which I still have to tell at some point because it's a fire story, I'm not gonna lie. But before we went to go get Alvin, Seamus and I think Sam were both constructing a Borg for us. And if you don't know what a Borg is, it's essentially just a bunch of alcohol and like a gallon or half-gallon jug mixed with some like soda or juice or something like that. Just something to mask the taste of all the alcohol. And yeah, they were creating that. I don't even remember what all was in it, but yeah, after they had gotten done making that, we went to go pick up Alvin. I let him know that we were on the way, and then we just sat outside of his house for a couple minutes while he finished getting ready, and then he had come out, he had hopped into the car, and we had all left, and for some reason we had to stop back at Seamus's apartment. I don't remember fully as to why, but it didn't particularly matter to me because by this point Seamus was driving because I had wanted to get a little fucked up, and yeah, we had gone back to the apartment, and we were going to pull into the driveway of the apartment, and there was, like, kids riding around on four-wheelers from the people who lived down below, like, the landlords of the apartment. So we had, slowed down before we pulled in because we didn't want to accidentally hit anybody. And then we pulled in behind them after they had drove past, and after that, like, after we park, this guy walks up to the car. He starts banging on my window. Keep in mind, I'm in the passenger seat. And I roll down the window a little bit, which don't do if you're in my situation. If somebody's banging on your window, do not roll that shit down. But after I roll down the window, dude just starts yelling in my face, and you could tell he was clearly fucked up on something like worse than alcohol. And he's like, don't you guys fucking hit these kids. You come racing in here ever again, it's over for you, some shit like that. Mind you, we literally came to a complete stop so they could drive by on their four-wheelers, so we didn't even come close to hitting them. And then we pulled into the driveway slowly. And I'm sitting here, I wasn't even the one driving, so I'm confused as to why he's yelling at me. And Seamus starts yelling back from the driver's seat, and then everybody gets out of the car after he shuts the car off. I have the Borg in my hands because I was the last person who was drinking out of it. And I was like trying to hide it like under my sweatshirt so they weren't seeing it. And then I tried to go up to the apartment buildings with Alvin so we like were away from the situation, because I'm not going to lie, I'm not a very confrontational person, especially with grown-ass fucking adults that I don't know. And so now me and Alvin are trying to like open the door to the apartment and go inside so we can put the alcohol where it's not in visible view of anybody. And the door was locked, and neither of us were tenants, so we didn't exactly have a key to get in. And I start like going to look over the balcony because it was like a duplex, so you had to go up a balcony to get into Seamus's apartment. And my vision's like completely blocked by this tree to see like what entirely is going on. But I don't know exactly what I heard, but I could just tell a fight had started. And so I go to like get down from the balcony, Alvin's following me, and we go down there, and Seamus is just getting fucking jumped by like 5 to 7 people, and I had never even been in a situation like this before, so I didn't even know what to do, which I probably should have like hopped in and like defended Seamus a little bit, but it's 5 to 7 people, and I am very scrawny as a person, and like while Seamus is getting jumped, Ashton's running ones with some other dude, and now I'm just trying to like put the Borg into the car so they don't notice the giant gallon of alcohol that we have. And as I'm going to put it away, I still got Alvin next to me. Like 4 people come and just start pressing the both of us. By this point, Seamus I don't even think's getting jumped anymore. He had gotten everybody off of him and surprisingly didn't like lose in the situation. He had no visible bruises like at all. His shirt was just torn up. But yeah, me and Alvin are just getting pressed now, and we didn't even do anything. Nobody even did anything. They were just making fucked up situations out of nothing. And now they're screaming at us to, like, leave, and so that's what we did. Me, Alvin, and Seamus, we had hopped in the car, and we had dipped out. Ashton, Sam, and Mary had all stayed to try and defuse the situation a little bit. So, yeah, they didn't come with us for the time being. We would see them again in, like, an hour or so. But, yeah, the 3 of us had gone back to my house. We had explained the situation to my mom, and then Seamus had called up Sam to see if we were going to end up doing anything else later, and Sam's like, they called the cops, so, like, you might want to stay there for, in case they come questioning you, but we're still good to after if you guys are able to come back and pick us up. Just obviously don't park at the apartment, which I figured that was a given, so we'd all got off the phone after figuring that out, and then we had waited for the cops to show up, and, like, 30 minutes after the phone call, the cops finally show up, and me and Seamus start getting, like, questioned by the cops. And keep in mind, I'm, like, a little crossed by this point. Like, I was still high a little from earlier. I had been drinking, but the effects had worn off a little because of the situation that had just taken place. And so I'm trying to explain to these cops to the best of my ability what all happened without seeming too fucked up, which I'd kind of just told them exactly what I had told you guys, minus, like, all the illegal shit that I was doing. And after we had got done talking to the cops, they had said to Seamus, which I found this complete bullshit, that he got jumped, and they told him this, but they said that if the dude that he had beat up while getting jumped had any injuries, he would be in trouble for it, even though he was literally just fucking defending himself. But yeah, the cops essentially just said fuck Seamus, even though he got jumped, and they had dipped out after that. We had waited like another hour or so, and then we had called Sam up, saw if he still wanted to do anything, and he said yeah, and to come pick the 3 of them up. So that's what we did. Seamus got in the driver's seat, I hopped in the passenger seat, and Alvin just got in the car, and we had all dipped back over to the apartment building to pick everyone else up, except this time we just parked across the street because we didn't want to have any more issues from people who fucking were assholes. But yeah, we had gotten there, we had picked them up, and then we proceeded to dip out and go to a college party. And we started driving. It was like a 40-minute drive. We were blasting music the entire time. And we were basically just going up to this college campus that me and Seamus like to go up to go to parties. And while we're driving up there, I call up one of my friends that goes to the college, or at least he did at the time. And I asked him if he was doing anything that night, if there was anything going on, and he said that he had seen like a lot of people walking around for parties and shit, and he asked why and if I was coming up. I was like, yeah, we got a big group of us coming up right now. Some stuff happened. I'll explain the situation when we get there if you're trying to hang out. And he said, yeah, me and my dorm mate, like, we're down to hang out, and I'll see you guys when you get there. Just let me know when you're close. And I said, all right, bet, we'll do. We got a little while till we get there, and then I had just gotten off the phone with him, and we continued our drive, and eventually we had gotten there. We did see a lot of people just running around in the streets up there, and we had parked. I had called up my one friend. I think I called him Kevin in previous stories, and I'd let him know that we were there and asked where he wanted to meet up at. And he essentially just told us to meet him over by like the big frat street. I'm pretty sure it was where all the frat houses are. And so we all started walking over to there. It took us a little bit of time, I'm not gonna lie. And there was also a big ass hill we had to walk up because the roads were fucking uneven as shit. And it was awful, I'm not gonna lie to you, but eventually we had gotten up the hill, we had met up with Kevin and his dorm mate, and we had started walking down the frat street just looking for parties. And like the one of the first houses we passed with people in it, one of the dudes who was outside, he just looks at Sam and he straight up just says, "Oh, you're valid. Guys, go back there, walk up the balcony, the party's inside." And I was like, fuck it, that was easy as hell. And we all just went up the balcony. We went to go inside, and on the way up, Alvin got called half a bitch, which I thought was fucking hilarious. But we'd gone into this party, and there had to have been at least like 50 or more people just in this house partying. Like, there's flashing lights everywhere and music playing, people just drinking, and we started like funneling ourselves towards the back of the house. And I'm not gonna lie, it was hot as shit in this house, and I'm pretty sure it was because of how many people were in here, and obviously no windows were open, or else everyone would be heard, and we wouldn't want that. But yeah, we're all in there, we're drinking the Borg, even though we had drinking most of it like before we even got up there, and on the way up there. And I'm just chilling there. I'm talking to a few people. Ashton was taking some videos. And then I just feel somebody grab my shoulder, and it's Sam. And Sam straight up just drags me into the circle of people, and it's literally just like women throwing ass. And I didn't even know what to do in this situation. Like, I'm just standing there like, what did Sam just fucking drag me into? I'm crossed as hell, and I'm just in the situation while everything's going on. Sam's there, Seamus is there, they're both having a good time, I'm having a good time, Ashton, Mary, and Alvin were all having a good time, and eventually, after a little while, we finish off the Borg, and shortly after that, we just see, sirens, cop sirens from cop cars, and we're at, like, the back of this house, and all we hear is, "Everybody under 18, get out," and we're all just standing there. And then all we hear is, "Everyone under 21, get out." And there's people just filing out of the house, like, crowding the door. We're all trying to leave, but it's like so fucking packed in there that we're barely moving at all. And we're also near the back of the house, so we're like the last people to get out. And eventually we get out, we're racing down like the steps of the balcony, and we just start sprinting down this fucking alleyway. And for some reason, which I love Sam to death, but I don't know why he did this, he pulls like a firecracker out of his pocket or some shit. And I don't even know why he brought this. But he pulls out the firecracker, he lights it off, and he just chucks that shit, like, down the alleyway. And then we're running in the opposite direction of it, and all we hear is a fucking boom, on top of the fact that there's sirens from the cops kicking everybody out of the party. And after we're done running away from this party, we all kind of regroup a little bit, because some of us got, like, split up a little, and we start walking around looking for more parties. But it seems like the cops, at this point, had started shutting down most of the parties, so we just start wandering out to, like, the strip of the town, because it was a pretty populated area, and there's people just walking down the streets, alcohol in hand, like, nobody gave a fuck at all. Like, there was just a bunch of clearly intoxicated people walking around, and we're all kind of just walking around talking to people, and we just continue walking up the strip, and all you can hear is, like, this drunk dude just yelling random shit, and Sam being Sam, who is also drunk, he turns around and starts yelling shit back. He's like, "Oh, fuck you, pussy!" And then the drunk dude turns around and he's like, "Why don't you come over here and fight me then?" And Sam starts walking towards him, so I just do the thing where you, like, walk up to somebody, you give him a hug, and you just keep walking, like, with them. And he's, like, yelling over my shoulder. He's like, "Oh, fuck you! Like, you're a bitch," stuff like that. And the drunk dude's still yelling, walking towards us. And I'm just dragging Sam away at this point, and we're all just continuing walking. We're all laughing our asses off. Sam was just rage baiting the shit out of this dude while drunk. And then we just get a little bit further up the street, and Sam once again pulls another firecracker out of his pocket, lights it off, and just chucks it down another alleyway. And nobody was prepared for it this time, so we're all running late as fuck. I'm booking it as fast as I can down this other alleyway with Alvin, and all you hear is another loud boom. And we're all still, like, trying to get away from the area that he threw it down. And he didn't throw it down, like, a populated area, mind you. Should he have been throwing it off in general? Fuck no! But, at least he threw it in an area where there was nobody at. But, we're all in this, like, alleyway, and we see a cop car drive by, because I'm pretty sure they started looking for whoever threw it. But, yeah, after that, we didn't really find any other parties to go to, because it was getting late as fuck, and we all had gone back into the car. Seamus was still driving, and, we all started driving away, and, eventually we ended up stopped at, like, this intersection area that was close to, like, I think either farmland or woods. And Ashton and Sam had both saw a deer and just hopped out of the car and started, like, running after it. Mind you, I'm sitting in my passenger seat. I'm fucked up, and I'm ready to go the fuck home. And they get done chasing the deer. They all come back to the car. But a cop pulls up directly next to us, like, immediately after they get back in. And he's like, "What's going on, guys?" And Seamus starts talking. He's like, "They felt like chasing the deer for some reason." And he's like, "Huh, you guys have, like, a long night or something?" And he's, like, laughing a little bit. He definitely could tell we were all fucked up. And, we said, "Yeah, it's been a pretty long night." And, thankfully the cop just talked to us for a little bit and then let us go. And, that's pretty much it for, this story time. This is kind of what led into, well, not kind of, this is what led into Seamus living with me, but if you guys enjoyed today's video, drop a like and comment some other story topics you guys are going to want to see in the future. And if you're new, you should definitely hit the subscribe button, because I'm going to have some more interesting stories coming out in the future. And I'll try to get my upload schedule consistent again for you guys, because I really like telling stories for all you guys. And I'll see you guys all later, and peace.